Mahjoob Zweiri. He joins us live from Doha. He's a non-resident senior fellow at the Middle East Council on Global Affairs. Thank you so much for being with us on the program. I first want to ask you about your thoughts on the recent sentiment that we're hearing from Benjamin Netanyahu, essentially saying that he is still looking to achieve all of his objectives within the Gaza Strip amid a ceasefire deal.
Nothing new. This is a typical Netanyahu. He wants always to show that he's in control and no one can stop him. And he is basically winning the whole scene. He's winning the battle of war on Gaza, and he's achieving his goals. We know that such statements are directed to his base, and also has an elections purpose, because we know that he's aiming to have an early elections, and he's trying to win a majority in these elections. Let me be frank on this, Fran. Netanyahu and Israel are still behaving with Gaza exactly as they used to behave pre-7th of October. And they are not sincere on letting food and aid and normal life to Gaza to go back. It's very clear. The French president said it very clearly that Gaza needs 1,000 trucks a day, not a 500. And on the whole days until now, less than maybe third of what should be enter Gaza have entered already, sometimes 300 trucks or less going to Gaza. So basically, it's a typical Netanyahu. He feels that he's in power, especially after the support he received from Trump in the Knesset.
If Hamas is unable to return all of the bodies of the remaining 19 deceased captives, and Israel uses this as an excuse to continue attacking Gaza, what happens then? How can we expect the mediators to act?
Well, I think it's expected that Israel to play in such an element, because let me just explain this. Israelis know clearly that the 28 bodies, they can find around 9 or 10 easily, and they know they are around 18 will be difficult to find, and Hamas needs support from outside, and the humanitarian mission can help them, whether from Turkey, Egypt, or Qatar. So they knew this already, and they talked to the Americans. Americans have confirmed that. But again, these are tools Israelis are using to pressure the Hamas, I would say, leadership, and also show that situation still in their hand, and they can control the whole scene. It's obvious that mediators have a huge task and a huge role to play, and to pressure the Israelis to understand the status quo and the situation in Gaza. I would say it is unlikely that Israel will go to the war, and I would expect Israelis will use different, I would say, method to go to the war, like having sometimes some attacks, just to show that they are still things are under their own control in Gaza.
Speaking on the future of Gaza regarding Palestinian statehood and the right to self-determination, we know, of course, that that's critical for peace in the region. And when asked by reporters on the right to Palestinian statehood, Trump said that his plan was about the reconstruction of Gaza, not commenting on whether or not he supports Palestinian statehood. It seems like he currently is taking a more neutral stance on that matter. Could international pressure, though, lead him to eventually support the concept of Palestinian statehood in the region?
He acknowledged that on his plan. I think in the item 20 or 21, he did mention that. But again, I think the focus of Trump on Gaza as a, I would say, a base to move on to what's so-called this two-state solution. And I think he's also following a strategy of buying time, because he wants to make sure there are other players are sincere to have a normalization with Israel. But let's say one thing important about reconstruction of Gaza. Israelis are not sincere on helping on rebuilding Gaza. They have started already to create obstacles. They are dividing Gaza between Gaza under Hamas and Gaza without Hamas. Places under Hamas, they will not have the material or the need to rebuild their cities. So they are playing a game, and I think the international community, including the mediators, they have to be very decisive on this. If international community and the mediator continue to, I would say, not tackling what Israel is doing, it's likely to go back to situation, the status quo pre-7th of October, which means we are preparing for another confrontation in the region, because Gaza cannot stay as it used to be or as it is now.
Okay, Mahjoob Zweiri, thank you so much for being with us here on the NewsHour and
Thank you,
sharing
Aslan.
that analysis with us.